Hey, Shalom Yahaba Shem Yahushai Barakatham to all the brothers of Israel. Shalom Yahal Shamar Ilathud by Shem Yahushai to the sisters. This is the ISUPK. This is the ISUPK Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Jen Yohana. And this is the Las Vegas Tuesday Brotherhood class. I'm Priest Officer 500. And today, what we'll be going over is, as the title says, for us to gather ourselves. You understand? What I mean by that is that all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans need to gather themselves as a nation. We need to come together. You understand? The only way that so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans will be able to turn their lives around is pretty much by starting with that. You understand? The scripture says it itself. That's actually where we'll be starting off. You understand? Because, I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day, when you think about it, the Lord told us to do that. So that in itself means what? It's an order. You understand? So for us to be congregating, coming together with the other nations, or even trying to be what some of us would call an individual, like someone who is an independent learner. You understand? Someone who does not follow the order of coming together with their people, being Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are disobeying a direct order from the Most High God. You understand? And that in itself, obviously, the Most High takes offense to that. He takes offense to anything that we disobey. Anytime we disobey something, there's a consequence for it. You understand? But also, it shows your lack of brotherhood. It shows your lack of love and compassion for your people. You understand? Which, quite frankly, for the Israelites or the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you understand, that is something that we are in great need of. You understand? Because quite frankly, our oppressors have taught us to not only hate ourselves as an individual, but also, our brothers and sisters to the left and to the right. And in turn, taught us to disobey the Most High God. You understand? So we're going to be going over that. You understand? It is the Tuesday Brotherhood class, as I had said. So I'm going to go ahead and like and share this video. We're going to be going over brotherhood scriptures today. You understand? This, brotherhood is something that you can never, stop teaching on. You can never teach it enough. All right. And especially for those that claim to be followers of Christ, those that claim that they believe and, do the Bible and whatnot. And that's even for those that, are Old Testament only. You understand? To start off with, if you're not in the ISUPK, you're wrong, period. All right. But the entire Bible teaches us to have brotherhood. You understand? All of the scriptures that you read, all of the stories that you read in the Bible teaches you brotherhood. You understand? And quite frankly, like I said earlier, the only way that we can really survive, the only way we can actually get by, the only way that we can even serve the Most High God in the first place, it starts off with brotherhood. You understand? It starts with brotherhood. That brotherhood is a great motivator to get you to stop smoking weed, to stop sleeping with whores. You know, interracial marriages come to an end. You stop putting, you know, people who don't even love you, who actually hate you, you stop putting them first. You understand? Why isn't it coming up on? So, like, give me 1 second. I'm liking and sharing this video, and I ask that y'all do the same. Make sure that you like and share this video so we can spread this word out to the four corners of the earth. Let's see. Why isn't it? One second. It's so lucky. Let me see something real quick. That's why. Okay. Bear with me 1 second, y'all. Bear with me. So lucky. Got to make sure that this is streaming to our Facebook pages as well, which for those of y'all that may be unfamiliar is our Facebook is ISUPK Las Vegas. You understand? Make sure that you go and like the page, support the page. And our YouTube is ISUPK Nevada. You know, make sure that you go and subscribe and click on the little bell so every time that we have a class, you won't miss it. You understand? Let me just make sure I got this actually going, and then we will begin with the class. All right. I believe I'll be able to just change that at the end of the class. So. Bear with me 1 second, and then we'll get into this topic. The main topic is, is brotherhood for today. All right. Bear with me. All right. Make sure. Okay. All right. So, Lucky, we're good to go now. Pull up my notes right quick. Pull up my notes, and then we'll get into this. All right. Okay, so as I said, we're starting off. We're going to start off at the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. All right. Book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. There it is. Oh, also, before I start, if there's anybody that has any questions, feel free to post your questions online. I will answer them to the best of my ability scripturally. If I'm unable to answer your question with scripture, then I will bring your question up to a man mightier than myself to get you your answer. You understand? And then either, I recommend that you watch the Thursday scripture breakdown class while Officer 5000 Shabal, and or we will, bring your question out in the following class that I teach the following week. All right. So again, if there's anyone who has any questions online, feel free to post them in the chat, and we'll get to it. All right. So this is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. You understand that O nation not desired is something that, for one, Christian pastors like to contort and twist, right? They try to make it sound like this scripture would be something that the nation of Christians, basically, which there is no such thing as a nation of Christians. Okay. The nations not desired is, you just look at the people on the earth that no one desires. You understand? The nation of people who everybody wants to steal, their culture from. You understand? Like, take, for example, them doggone ugly ass Vietnamese people trying to act, look and act like our Israelite brothers, with that whole little cholo and chola look. You understand? Or how, the North Koreans, how they, they basically stole, learn how to, cook our food, but yet, they call it their own. That Korean barbecue, you understand? I think I went over it last week in my class, and, just explained to y'all how Korean barbecue actually became a thing. And that was during the Korean War, when there was black GIs that got, pushed out to Korea, that decided to stay in South Korea and taught them how to properly cook some chicken. You understand? Or you can even look at that stupid, what is it, the little boy band thing, K-pop. You understand? Nobody was into hip hop until we did it. You understand? Y'all see how the so-called white man loves to try to pretend that they're the Gadites or the so-called First Nation men and women. You understand? Everybody wants to steal everything from us, our fashion, our food, our culture, everything about being black, Hispanic, or First Nation man or woman gets stolen from us, but yet they don't want to be with us. They don't want to actually be us. They just want all the things that we basically produce. Because at the end of the day, being a so-called black, Hispanic, or First Nation man or woman, you the salt of the earth. You understand? You are what makes this earth have life. You understand? And y'all need to know that. You understand? Hey, Shalom, sis, it's good to see you in the class. All right. You understand? And right here, the Most High is saying that we need to gather together. So that in itself lets you know that even at this time of the biblical time, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation men and women, we were scattered. You understand? There's nothing new under the sun. We were already at odds with one another, where we're trying to align ourselves with the other nations. You understand? What it all boils down to, we had a lack of brotherhood. You understand? And with that being said as well, that's also why Christ had to even get on the scene in the first place, to show you the spirit of the law, which the spirit of the law is brotherhood. That's why there's nobody that's Salaki. There has not Yahushua Mashiach in Hebrew, or Jesus Christ, as y'all may know him, is the most brotherly brother in this Bible. You understand? That brother died for his entire nation, his entire nation of people that wouldn't even listen to him. That's how much he loved you. That's how much of a good brother Yahushua Mashiach, our King, is. You understand? Yahushua Mashiach, He understood this scripture right here, Zephaniah 2:1. That's why when he got on the scene, that's what he was trying to go and teach, was to get his people to come together. You understand? He was trying to teach us just that. And mind you as well, to show and reveal that, you know what, the rest of the world, man, they just using us for, like I said, just for what we produce, what we give, you know, the life we give to the life we give to the earth. You understand? The culture, the music, the fashion, the food. I mean, you just go on and on. I mean, hell, they even try to talk like us. They stole our language. You understand? They stole our land. You think them doggone people, you know, them fake Jews that are in Israel, that land belongs to them? Don't even make sense when majority of the skin cancer on the earth is coming from them white devils that are in Israel, because they can't even survive that. They're not even meant to be there in the first doggone place, which also lets you know that the culture that they, you know, that they practice there, the language that they use there, it's all stolen. So in other words, they don't belong there. You understand? And that's also why the ISUPK is so important for so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation men and women. You understand? Because quite frankly, most of us wouldn't even know that land, that language, it belongs to us, had it not been for the truth, had it not been for the ISUPK, had it not been for Commander General Yohana. You understand? Most importantly, Salakia kind of went out of order a little bit right there. But if it hadn't been for the Most High's mercy that he had on us, on his people, and of course, Yahushua Mashiach coming to actually qualify for the doggone mercy. You understand? His spilt blood was so that we can still get mercy, so that we can actually, you know, have an opportunity for salvation. You understand? And again, as I said, that's why Yahushua Mashiach is the most brotherly brother out of this doggone Bible. You understand? Actually, just period. Salaki. All right, so we'll read that one more time. Book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. This is an order that the Most High had given so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation men and women. And we need to come together. We need to stop this black and brown division and have black and brown unity. You understand? We need to be able to look at each other and see and understand as well that we are actually brothers and sisters, that we are actually the same people, that we are actually a nation of people together that just have been divided by our enemies. You understand? We're going to drop that. We're going to go to the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 20. The book of 1 John, chapter 4, so like you, in verse 20. All right. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen? You understand? Now, that's something that you see a whole lot in the Christian and Catholic churches. You understand? Because Christians and Catholics love to swear up and down how much they love God, how much they praise God, and oh, God did this, you know, up and down, left and right, everything is God. Their whole life is God. But yet they hate their brother. You understand? They hate their sister. They hate their people, period. Now, what does the scripture say about that? If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. So that in itself lets you know that that Christian is a doggone liar, sitting there saying that he loves God.
You understand? You trying to tell me that you love God whom you have never seen, and you love him, but you see your brother to your left and to your right, your sister to your left and to your right, who's going through the same struggle as you, Black, Hispanic, and First Nation man and woman, who's going through the same exact struggles as you, going through the same exact hatred as you in this godforsaken country, this terrible ass wicked country. Actually, Salaki, the world that we live in. You understand the struggles that so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation men and women have to go through in this world. You can look at them and still find a way to hate them, but yet you can look at your white pastor. You can look at, hell, even someone like Trump. You can look at all these other heathen nations that hate you and your brother, and you still love them. You love them so much that you try to be like them in the midst of them stealing everything from you, taking everything from you that belongs to you, that the Most High says is an inheritance for you. You understand? Like I said earlier, Israel, that is our land. Hebrew, that is our language. And in fact, the earth belongs to so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation men and women, not just the land. This earth is for us. You understand? It's for us. But since, we wanted to be disobedient, since we wanted to come against our own and essentially hate ourselves, the Most High took that all from us. That's why we're in the condition that we're in right now. You understand? But we're having these classes so that you can learn how we can essentially get it all back. You understand? It starts with that brotherhood. It starts with you coming to class. You coming to class and shedding off those worldly ways. You understand? When you stop smoking weed, you stop smoking cigarettes, you stop being an alcoholic, you get off that stripper pole, you stop sleeping with whores, you stop doing all them drugs, stop selling drugs, you stop being a murderer. The list goes on and on of sins. You understand? Where you stop doing those. You stop doing those because you learn to love yourself and you learn to love your brother and your sister. And guess what else? You actually learn to love the Most High as well. Actually love the Most High. You understand? Because mind you, like what the scripture just says, like the scripture had just said, if a man say I love God and hateth his brother, he is a liar. So if you sitting there hating your brother, that means you hate God. It's pretty. There's really no breakdown necessary for this verse, in my opinion. You understand? I feel like it's pretty cut dry, self-explanatory, and it lets you know everything that you need to know in technically just the first sentence. You don't even need the rest of that verse, if you ask me. That first line should, what's the word I want to use? What's the word? Vex your spirit so that it causes you to go look at yourself in the mirror and do a self-evaluation and think about how much you actually hate your brothers and sisters, how much you misplace the love that you have away from your own people who go through the same struggle as you. You understand? That's what this verse should do. But we all know there are some people that just brotherhood just can't, it's just not in them to have brotherhood. You understand? It's just not in them to love the Most High God because they too in love with this world that we live in. They too in love with their oppressors. They too in love with their enemies. They too focused on trying to make it in this world with these, the way that their enemies have it. You understand? And I hate to break it to y'all, so-called Black, Hispanic, and First Nation men and women, you'll never be white man rich. You'll never be, treated like the so-called white man in America or in Europe or anywhere on the face of this earth. You understand? Because you're Black, you're Hispanic, you're First Nation man or woman. The entire earth is already against you. You might have money. So like you might have money, but how much money do you actually have to have before so-called, the so-called white man or the so-called Asian man starts giving you respect? Because mind you, it's not like you can have that money and still act like, basically like a nigga. You understand? You can't. They won't. They damn near won't allow it. Act like a nigga at your job that's bringing all that, that big money that's got you rich. You understand? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Someone like Oprah, let her start acting ratchet. Matter of fact, let her start speaking against the so-called white man. But you know what? Oprah hates her people. She hates her people. How you know? She got all that money in, and where did she put that money? In Africa. Another group of people. Just because they dark skinned don't mean that that's your blood. You understand? She put that money into Africa. Who was giving them schools and lights and clothes and all. You understand? To help them out. So you're gonna ignore the people that are in your backyard and at your doorstep, all around you, where your people are struggling in the ghettos, and you're gonna go across the Great Pond to go help Africans when Africans hate you. Africans do not. See, listen, everybody knows who we really are except for ourselves. You understand? But that comes hand in hand with the fact that not only do we hate our brothers and sisters, but we hate ourselves. When you hate your brother, you ain't gonna know your brother. When you hate yourself, you're not even gonna know yourself. You understand? Don't be like Oprah. It's a lot. Man, it's a lot. Phone turned off, so let me get back. All right. We'll read the rest of that verse. For he that loveth not his brother whom he has seen, how can he love God whom he have not seen? So again, go right back to the Oprah example. She can see her brothers and sisters struggling in the same country, the same state, the same city that she lives in. She might just have to go a good maybe 15, 20-minute drive to get to that doorstep, to get to that neighborhood that needs her help. But nah, she said, I'm gonna buy me a passport, get on a private plane, private service and everything, be super comfortable to go and help these African kids across the Great Pond, who at the end of the day hate me anyways, and hate the people that I should be helping in the first place, the people I can actually see every day. Oprah can see her people every single day. And in fact, what she decides to do is, gets with her friend, what's her name? I think it's Gail. She likes to get with her friend Gail and just bash her people because she hates her people. At the end of the day, Oprah hates herself. She hates the Most High God. You understand? People like that hate the Most High God. I mean, it says it right here in the scripture. If a man say I love God and hateth his brother, he is a liar. Where's the lie at? It's seen that you hate your brother, but what is coming out of that liar's mouth is they said, I love God. So she hates the Most High God. You understand? So lucky. Hey, shalom, little Christ, sis. It's good to see you. You understand? All right, we're going to drop that. Now we're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 22. And again, if anybody has any questions online, feel free to post them online, and I'll get to it and answer it to the best of my ability scripturally. Let's see. What did I say? 5 and 22? Okay. All right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you, Salaki, mind you, this is written in red. Now, whenever you see something written in red, there's two things that you should always know. First and foremost, shut the hell up and listen. You understand? And secondly, this probably actually should have been first, but this is Yahushua Mashiach, our King in the Hebrew, or Jesus Christ speaking. These are his words. You understand? Hey, shalom, little Christ. This is good to see you in the class. All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger, shall be in danger of hellfire. Now, this right here is basically letting you know right now that Christ is letting you know that, Shalom says, Christ is letting you know that you're not allowed to hold grudges against your brother. You are not allowed to hold grudges against your sister. Because if you do, what did he say? I lost my place. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. You will receive judgment for that. You understand? You will be judged for that. You will be dealt with the fact that you want to hold on to a grudge. And you know what? The crazy thing is, most of the dumb shit that y'all be mad at each other, it's a lot. And men are guilty of this as well. But sisters, man, a lot of the dumb stuff that y'all be just holding grudges for is exactly that. It's dumb. It's stupid. You're being retarded. You understand? And I'm keeping a bug with you. It's a stupid reason. Because you know what the thing is if that brother or if that sister would have come up to you and just simply apologize, you might still feel a little type of way, a little type of way, but that's just, still after that apology, but that's just you trying, wanting to be petty. But in reality, that's all you wanted was just an apology. You just want that person to tell you that they were wrong. That was it. That's it. And because of that, you're stupid. You understand? You're being stupid for that. It's ridiculous. It's juvenile. And in fact, what this scripture just said, that Christ said, man, you'll be dealt with. Your stupidity will be dealt with. You understand? Your pettiness will be dealt with. But mind you, what did Christ say? Man, if somebody offends you, man, just go to them and them alone and let them know. Hey, sis, when you said whoopty whoop or you did, blase blah, man, that's kind of offended me. Like, I ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to do. Actually, you know what? Let's pull that scripture real quick. Let's pull that real quick. Because you know what? Lord allow, there's some goofy ass Christian that's watching this that is holding a grudge against somebody, and it's vexing their spirit that I'm even talking about this right now, because they know as I'm talking about it, they're thinking, nah, I don't want to forgive him. It's not time. They ain't do enough. You understand? Hey, sis. See, even his sister, she admitted herself. You understand? You're so right, sir. We can be very petty. Straight from the sister's mouth. Y'all heard it first here, live. ISUPK Las Vegas, Tuesday Brotherhood class. It's like, you understand? But I'm gonna pull that verse real quick. Go to it, man. There we go. Oh, actually. So, Lucky, that's actually what we're going to next, anyways. Matthew 18 and 15. So, we're actually going to hold that because I might go back to it. The book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. All right. And again, it's written in red, which we all, what's that mean? Yahushua Mashiach in the Hebrew or Jesus Christ in the English, our King is talking. So let's shut the hell up and listen to what he said. I mean, some of y'all supposedly Christians anyways. To be Christian means you follow Christ. Let's see if you actually follow Christ as you realize that you are holding a grudge against your own people that you just won't let go because you too goddamn petty. You understand? Let's find out. The book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. Oh, so like, Khan says you had it. So like you. But yeah, the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, trespass meaning, basically offend you, go and tell him his fault between thee and between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. You understand? Christ just told you, real simple, man. Somebody offends you, man. Go to him. Go to him and him alone. Don't try to bring a whole crowd. Don't try to put him on blast in front of everybody or her. You understand? Just because it says him doesn't mean that this only pertains to men. You understand? It does pertain to women as well. To some extent, a whole lot of women. But brothers is at fault as well. You understand? For the same pettiness. That's what I meant. All right? Say, man, if you do this, and as long as that brother that offended you, he hears what you had to say, because it could be something simple like this, right? Actually, yeah, that's a good example. So out here in Las Vegas, some of us brothers, we like to joke around a certain way. You understand? But we're real close, so we understand when we're joking with each other, that it's a joke, that nobody is being serious. You know what I'm saying? If somebody else were to, if we were to joke around with somebody else before they actually, knew our little cues for knowing when we're serious and when we're just joking around, potentially they could get offended. And that's how it's always, that's naturally how it's going to be with, when you got a close group and then somebody from the outside basically comes and, starts to get involved before they actually know how the function is, right? So, that brother, the right thing for that brother or that sister, let's say I said something, just poking at them, and they took it to heart. They thought I was being serious, or they just don't like to play like that, right? What that brother or sister should do, pull me to the side. Hey man, Salaki, sir. Salaki, what you just said, bro, like that was slick out of line, man. Like that, you slick kind of offended me with that. The correct thing for me to do is, you know what? I didn't think, I was, it was just a joke, but you're right. I apologize, Salakia. Now I know not to mess with them that way. You understand? It's not about the wrong thing for me to do, which most people will do, sisters, is, you'll try to defend your, defend your case. Oh, no, it was just a joke. I was just joking. I was just messing around. You shouldn't take that so seriously. Don't take that to heart. Don't take that to heart. And again, sisters. I'm saying sisters in particular because there are, men do have that problem too, but sisters in particular. Let's be honest, y'all have the hardest time with accepting that you are wrong. You just cannot be wrong. Nobody, you could be wrong, but nobody can tell you that you're wrong. You understand? You need to just swallow that pill. All right, you know what? In your eyes, from you, I hurt your feelings. So I am wrong for that. And I'm going to fix that by, for one, not doing it again and apologizing for it. You understand? It's that simple. But we are going to read further into that. Because you know what? Christ still had more to say on that matter. All right. Verse 16. Oh, Sluggy. I don't want to overlook that. It says, if he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. So now you just gained your brother because now he knows a little bit more about you. You know what? Hey, this brother, this sister, they don't like to joke around. They don't like to play around like this or just even at all. And there's nothing wrong with that. So now I know how to act with this brother, this sister, so I don't offend them. That in itself is a brotherly and sisterly act. What they did to let me know I offended them was brotherly. There is nothing wrong with telling somebody they hurt your feelings, that they did something to offend you. There's nothing wrong with that. You understand? So, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation men and women, we need to get that out of our system and quit acting like we just got to be, hard all the goddamn time. We so tough all the doggone time. But goddamn well, as soon as you get home, or hell, if you can even make it home, as soon as you get in the doggone car, you sitting there crying because your brother, hurt your feelings. You crying on the way home. Then you get home and you start kicking your dog and throwing shit at your cat and beating your wife or, beating up your kids because you got too much pride to let somebody know, hey, you know what? It's like that. All right, you hurt my feelings. Can you not do that with me? I don't play like that. And it's that simple. It ain't like you gonna get clowned for that. You understand? And mind you, if somebody does clown you for you not playing a certain way, you not liking a certain thing at all, man, because it offends you, mind you, man, that individual they ain't got no brotherhood in them in the first doggone place. You understand? They need to be taught. They need to be corrected and taught. You understand? But like I said, we're going to read more on that. Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, so in other words, for y'all prideful ass sisters that just cannot be wrong or be told that you're wrong, but if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of two or three witnesses every word may be established. Now we're walking into counsel. You understand? Where, because you're not understanding that you trespassed me, you offended me, and you think that I shouldn't be feeling this way or, what have you. Now we're going to go to a man that's higher than both of us. You understand? A priest and prophet of the Lord that is higher than both of us in rank. And I'm going to tell my side, and you're going to tell your side, and both of them will be uninterrupted. And that one or two in that council, them men that are above y'all, they're going to record this. And essentially, come down to a what's the word? I want to say conclusion, but it's not the word. We'll just say a decision on who is right and who is wrong. You understand? And it just be that simple. And they'll let you know, hey, you wrong for this. You need to apologize to this brother. You understand? Chances are, if somebody just simply tells you, but man, you hurt my feelings, the person that inflicted that pain on their feelings, you're going to be wrong either way. You understand? Resolve a resolution. They're going to come to a resolution. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. Wasn't the word I was looking for, but I think it probably sounds better. And I sound a little bit more educated by saying resolution than the word I wanted to use. And it's at the tip of my tongue too. But like I said, I like that one better, Sister Wada. So you understand? So this is a council now. Now you know, because you want to hear me, now we're involved in more. And mind you, it's not only just, oh, you hurt my feelings, I need an apology for that. There are some things that is, you can trespass somebody on numerous different ways. Hell, maybe you have neighboring land with somebody and you start hunting on their land, or you start growing on their land, and they got an issue with that. Like, hey, what are you doing, dude? This is my land, and you didn't even ask me. Like, what's going on with this? Technically, you just planted, you put your seeds into my soil in my land. So, you need to fix this. And say that, brother, nah, man, like, I already put them in the ground. Like, if I dig them up, then, they're going to die. Again, like I said, just like Christ said, if he don't hear you, then now basically you go to counsel. You understand? Okay. All right, verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. You understand? So let's break that down. So it says, and if he shall neglect to hear them being the counsel of that one or two. You understand? Where y'all had to step outside because you're too goddamn petty and goofy to resolve it between just yourself. Depending on the situation, you're petty and goofy. You understand? But we're still kind of running with the you said something out of line scenario, Salakia. All right. So you're too petty and goofy to just admit that, you know what, I shouldn't have said that. I should just apologize and then not talk like that around them, especially to them. Now, you want to say that they're being solved, then you want to tell the council that, you know what, I still don't think I'm wrong, right? Then Christ said, tell it unto the church. Tell it unto basically the bigger congregation. All right. Now we're involving, like the generals, right? Because that original council, which is the one or two more, that was with, just somebody who has some more, more wisdom than the both of y'all, being a neutral third party to come to a resolution. Got you, sis. I want to again for that. To come to a resolution for the matter. But you didn't want to hear either of that. So now we got to go and ruin, Commander General Yohana's day or General Mahaiman's day. You understand? We got to go ruin their day with your stupid pettiness. You understand? You just being goofy. Now we got to go and ruin their day. You understand? Okay. You understand? So now we got to go ruin their day. So it's still a council, but this is a council with those that basically, are making those decisions for the entire nation, basically, right? But if he neglect to hear the church, so now if they decide that they don't want to hear at any level, they're just hard stuck on, I'm right, you're wrong. I did nothing wrong. I don't see the issue. Quit pressing me. They hard stuck on that. What does Christ say? Let him be unto thee as a heathen man and a publican. Now, I want to break down that part. All right, because mind you, again, I keep letting it be known that Christ is speaking. Yahweh Mashiach in the Hebrew, or Jesus Christ is speaking. These are his words. It's written in red. He said, let him be unto thee as an heathen man. Which, what does that let you know? That Christ wasn't all about love. You just love, 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 love. Christ did not teach that. In fact, the fact that he even used the word heathen lets you know that there's a difference between your brother and heathens. Which your brother is, the Israelites. If they are an Israelite or a so-called Black, Hispanic, First Nation man and woman, that is your brother or sister. That's simple. Anything outside of that is a heathen. And Christ himself recognized that. You understand? Which lets you know that his love wasn't for everybody. That even, and now mind you as well, the Christ was about his father's work. Not his father Joseph, but the Most High God. So if he was about him, he was doing his will. He was teaching what he set for us to, he was teaching what was set for us to live by. What does that let you know? What does that let you know? That Christ wasn't trying to love everybody. You understand? Does that prove that one of our also be a change? Wait, what does that say? Does that prove that one of our nation can also be a Gentile, sir? Okay, I understand what you're saying. So, can you be considered a Gentile? All right, we're already considered Gentiles. You understand? Those of us that are acting like the other nations, we are acting like, we would be considered Gentiles. You understand? It's like we're already being considered Gentiles because we're acting like them. But to be a heathen, though, so Gentile is basically a word that you would use. Obviously, you'd use Gentile for the other nations naturally, but you would also use Gentile for our people who are born in America and know nothing about the customs, their true customs, their true culture, because you're acting like an American Christian or an American Catholic. You understand? Or an American, you're acting like the Muslims or whomever. You're acting like anything of the world. You understand? A heathen is more so like, your bloodline is this. You understand? Now, mind you as well, why would Christ even use the word heathen in the first place? Well, when you go to the law, you understand, in the Old Testament, there were certain things that you could do to offend the law or offend the Most High, and you and your seed would be cut off. You understand? So Christ was basically re-establishing that if you cannot be reasoned with, then we're just going to count you as a heathen and we're going to be done with you. You understand? You're going to be cut off. So now you are a heathen. Now you are one of them, since you want to be like them so bad. You understand? Okay. Right. That's what I meant. Salakia. Oh, so yeah, kind of. So do you? Does that answer your question? You just let me know in the chat. Did I lose my place again? All right. No, actually, no. We're done with this one. I'll just hold on to it until the sister lets me know. I explained it so that she understands, and then we'll move on. But we're gonna go. I believe I wanted to go back to Matthew 5:22. Especially after reading that. You understand? We're gonna read that again. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. So your little petty grudges where you just upset because you sisters, y'all hilarious with this nonsense. Oh, she got the same shirt as me. She got the shoes, she had the audacity to wear the same shoes as me. Man, and you really gonna be upset? Oh, that stupid bitch and da. Like, you really got to opt with this sister because y'all got the same taste and decided to wear the same thing at the same time that day? You act like she was sitting there in your window while you was getting dressed, and she's like, ooh, she gonna wear them. She's wearing them shoes. She's wearing that dress. She's wearing this outfit. Okay, let me hurry up and get home so that I'm not gonna be late and put on the same exact thing and then show up at the same exact time and be in the same area as her so she can see that we're wearing the same thing and we can be called #twinsies. Y'all hear what I just said and how stupid and ridiculous that sounds? But that's how y'all act. You understand? Kind of. All right. Most High in Christ, sis. You understand? That is how y'all act. It's stupid. You really gonna have an art with somebody for no reason and hold on to that anger. You ask me, man, hell, you deserve that type. You deserve some judgment for that. I believe that stupidity deserves action against it. Where you just simply be taught you're being stupid. You're shown that you're stupid. You're being stupid. So let's fix that. And if you want to act like you cannot be corrected, because that's what fixing stupidity is correct. It's correction. You didn't know. All right, cool. So at one time you were stupid. You was playing, acting stupid. Now you know better. You fixed it. Now you got the knowledge. Stop it. Now stop it. But you know what? We had to go to Matthew 18 to show y'all, to even talk about the fact that, there's them goofies that just love to play, essentially just love to play stupid. They love to be, they love to be, to bask in their anger. They just want to be angry. You understand? And you're going to receive judgment for that. Because we always have to understand there is collateral damage when anger is involved. Hell, when the Most High God unleashes his wrath on the earth, y'all do realize there will be collateral damage? You understand? A lot of times with that kind of collateral damage, the ones that you love end up getting hurt. That's why it's collateral damage, right? Well, there's still going to be some Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation men and women who get caught up in the Lord's wrath because they decide, you know what, I want to stay, I want to stay a Christian. I want to stay a Catholic. I want to stay a homosexual. I want to stay a drug dealer. I want to stay, keep doing whatever the hell worldly disgusting nonsense they're doing. And because of that, they're going to get caught in the Lord's wrath. They will become collateral damage. Now, this is the Lord. You understand? This is the Lord's wrath. Someone who is better than you, who, mind you, when he unleashes his wrath, first he's going to remove those that don't deserve it. You being a retarded ass man or woman, you're not going to think about, oh, maybe I should get my kids out of the house, the dog out of the house, the cat out of the house, my wife, my husband, what have you. Or maybe I shouldn't even go home at all and go do something else to unleash my wrath and my anger so that there isn't collateral damage. We don't think like that. We too damn stupid. And I'm saying we for it because it's both men and women. You understand? So when you hold on to a grudge, more than one person gets hurt. Because think about it like this as well, especially with women. This one's mostly directed to women. But again, there are some men that do this too, so like with the whole gossiping. You start to gossip against a sister. And let's say this sister hasn't seen this, met this sister, right? The one you're going to gossip about. Now you are painting an image in this sister's mind to where before she even says shalom, before she even learns her name, except from your goofy ass, who's just spitting nothing but poison into her ear. Now she already hates that sister, don't even know her. And now, again, she's got to opt with that sister. Don't it never even met her before. And now she is going to, potentially suffer that judgment because of your gossip. You understand that collateral damage? And that's just one example. I'm just using, oh, my feelings are hurt because you said something. I'm just going off of that one example. Just imagine the type of collateral damage that you can get from all the other ways that you could actually be offended. Or not even just you, but somebody else can be offended. The collateral damage that comes from that. You understand? Some of, we got some brothers and sisters that are watching this class that, you're a victim of abuse. But, whatever falls under the umbrella of abuse, sexual, physical, physical beating, mental abuse, what have you. It's like you. And a lot of that came from the fact that the person that was inflicting that abuse on you didn't understand the collateral damage. Didn't understand that his anger was going to was going to really hurt you as well. It was going to hurt somebody else as well. Y'all understand that? I pray that y'all do. And in fact, just real quick, and if y'all got anger issues, emotional issues, period, get counseling. You understand? Reach out to your respective camp leader and ask for counsel. Okay? I keep it established. I didn't get counsel for my anger, but I damn near get counsel almost every other week on just stuff that I dealt with, the things that I went through. You understand? Because for one, I love and trust my brothers that much that I know they can actually help me. And that's exactly what it's been. Me actually getting help. Hey, Shalom, Lord of Christ. Sugar, it's good to see you in the class. All right? You understand? There is nothing wrong with asking for help. Just like there's nothing wrong with telling somebody that your feelings was hurt, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. In fact, it should actually be encouraged in the so-called Black, Hispanic, First Nation men and women communities. You understand? We have to fix ourselves. All right? All right, so we're going to drop that. We're going to drop down to verse 21. Same chapter, Book of Matthew 18, verse 21. All right, so we're going back to 18. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Till 7 times? So Peter is asking, Christ, because Christ just got done, letting them know, like, somebody offends you, man, go to him alone, right? If he won't hear you, grab 1 or 2 more, still won't hear you, then go to the church, still won't hear you, then we're going to count him as a heathen in the public. All right. Now Peter is asking, okay, he's like, okay, so then how many times is somebody allowed to offend me? It's like, how many times is this brother or sister allowed to offend me? To the until I don't have to forgive them no more, right? Verse 22. Yahweh saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but I didn't finish verse 21. Y'all. I'm gonna start from the top, verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Verse 22. Yahushua saith unto him, I say not unto thee. I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. Now, real quick, who in the chat can tell me what Christ just responded to Peter, what that meant? What he meant with his response to Peter? Give y'all a few minutes and see if y'all know. All right, let's see. Facebook user said, you forgive me as many times as needed. Okay. The trooper, Halak, says a lot of times because God forgives us many times. And then Princess Marah said, oh, why I lost it for some reason. Always forgive your brother. Allah says its best characteristics of Yahweh one, mercy. Okay, I mean, y'all all right. That's exactly it. You understand? You forgive as many times as needed. That's more specific, like specifically the answer. So like you coming up as Facebook user, so I don't know who you are. That said, you forgive as many times as needed. That's specific, that is the direct answer that I was looking for. Man, Christ basically said, man, I said 70 times 7. And it don't even matter, dude. Like, just keep on freaking forgiving. Because what are you going to do? Are you 70 times 7 is 490, right? So are you going to sit there and count and tally every time somebody forgives you until they hit 490? They say, oh, you know what? This is 491. We're done. I can't forgive you no more. Really? No, what Christ is saying is, man, as many times as if he keeps on offending you, you forgive his ass. Especially because you got to also think he may offend you over and over and over, and you might get kind of tired of it. But you know what's important is that brother at least, oh man, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, I'll fix it. And sometimes, for one, you need to look at yourself. We all have to make sure that we look at ourselves before we're so goddamn quick to point the finger at somebody else. You understand? I'll use myself as an example. You know how long it took me to quit smoking? When I tell you that was like the most difficult demon that I had to deal with, like for real, it took me years to quit smoking. And I'm not even talking about weed. I'm talking about cigarette, nicotine. You understand? Tobacco. It took me years to quit. But I needed that time. And as a trooper Halak said, I needed that mercy. I needed to be forgiven that many times because you know what? Guess what? At the end of the day, I stopped. No longer do I offend the Most High God in that way. And he had an excellent point that he brought out as well, is that the Most High offends you. All right, it's like the Most High forgives you and gives you mercy way more than any of us deserve. You understand? None of us deserve that much mercy. But he sees it fit, so it is so. You understand? I'm just saying, man, hell, I'll start with myself. I should be dead. I shouldn't be sitting here. If If it was up to me, knowing what I know now, I should have been dead. I would have killed. And actually, that's technically what I did. I killed that old man. I'm not gonna say my slave name, and any of y'all that do know my slave name, you better not say it. But I killed that person. Who I was before I came into this truth, I killed him. I strangled him. Because you know what? I refuse to go back to smoking. I refuse to go back to weed. I refuse to going back to my worldly ways. You understand? Because you know what? Quite frankly, I dealt with a lot of, I dealt with depression, thinking that, weed would help it, but it just made it even worse. You understand? In the world, I thought that white people, would be cool with me. They actually can be friendly and, they good people. But anytime that I befriended a white boy or a white girl, for as long as I can remember, they always got me in trouble. Some way, somehow, like especially when I was a kid, that white boy, there's a white boy named Andy that lived up the street from me. Andy got me so many ass whoopings growing up. So many unnecessary ass whoopings growing up. And the crazy thing is, if I would have just looked at the fact that, if I stop hanging out with him, I'm going to stop getting in trouble, or I stop getting my ass whooped, it would have been a problem solved. But, eventually he can change, I could tell him we should stop doing these, we should stop doing these things. We should stop stealing candy from the teacher. Stop doing the dumb stuff that we was doing, which I did. But, he had too much fun with it. And mind you as well, he didn't have to go home and get his ass whooped when he got in trouble. You understand? He went home, might have got yelled at. Might have been grounded for 3 days where he just wasn't allowed to play, his Xbox, but he can still go play outside. Man, just real quick, and then we'll move on. I remember one year, it was when I was going to a year-round school at that time. I got in trouble right before the 4th of July. Not I'm saying that it's okay to celebrate the 4th of July, but as a kid, I liked the 4th of July at that time, right? My parents told me that if I got in trouble before the 4th of July, I would not see a single flash of fireworks. And I got in trouble. I didn't see a single flash of fireworks. They dead ass. Not only was I grounded for the 4th of July, but I was grounded for the entire month of July. And they put doggone tinfoil on my window when I was locked in my room, so I couldn't look out my window to see fireworks from my room. And they put the tinfoil on from the outside. I mean, it was cool that my cousin was kind enough to, go to the dog run and kind of scrape off a little piece so I could try to see outside, but no, my parents accomplished that punishment. You understand? And the point to that is, man, they got me in trouble. Andy got me in trouble. But guess what Andy was doing? He was outside playing, celebrating the 4th of July, having fun, doing that, the whole shebang. Now, that's not me condoning it, mind you. But y'all understand what I'm saying. All right? So again, before we move on, Christ said, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. Now you keep forgiving them as many times it is needed before they stop. Because you know what? At the end of the day, and this is one thing that you'll really learn when you come into the truth, people that are not for the truth will remove themselves. You don't have to remove anybody from your life. The Lord will do basically like it. The Most High will pretty much do it for you himself. All right. All you have to do is just endure this, that, display your brotherhood. Show that you actually do have that brotherhood, that you do love your people, that you do love your brother, and that you will forgive him as many times as necessary. Because you know what? You may get tired of it, but he'll get tired of it even more to the point where he'll remove himself. I'm telling you. I've seen it. I've already seen it numerous times. All right. Your family remove themselves from you. Your friends remove themselves from you. So you don't even have to endure somebody's nonsense excessively. All right. So don't worry about that. You just, as long as the brother is trying, that sister is genuinely trying, you just make sure that you do your part and you forgive them. All right, man. No, how about this? I forgive you, but let's go get you some help. Let's go get some counseling. Let's go get you a therapist. Let's go find you some extracurricular activities so you stop being so goddamn angry and kicking my cat and my dog. You know what I'm saying? And mind you trying to actually help them like that, that's why they leave. Because you're genuinely trying to help them. And they genuinely do not want to be helped. They love who they are. You understand? They love how wicked they are. They love that, they love acting reckless, acting without even thinking. All right. All right. So we're going to drop that. We're going to go to the book of Matthew 25, verse 40. The book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 40. All right. And again, just a reminder, if there's anybody online that has any questions, feel free to post them in the chat and we'll get to it. Just like how the sister did earlier. You understand? All right. Again, this is written in red. The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 40. Right? We're doing 40. All right. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily, I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these men, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Who could tell me what Christ just said right there? Now, this right here is heavy. All right, because it basically takes treat others the way that you want to be treated a step further, especially for those that genuinely love the Most High, for those that genuinely love Christ, that genuinely does not want Christ's spilled blood to be in vain. This takes treat others the way that you want to be treated to another level. Let's see if there's anybody online that can tell me what Christ just said right there. Give y'all just a few seconds. Listen what we got. Facebook user said, treat them as you treat Christ. Okay. What you've done unto your brother, you've done unto me. Right. Okay. So again, Facebook user said, treat them as you treat Christ. So basically, anything that happens to, the least of us, the most poor of the poor, those that have absolutely nothing, the main ones that Yahweh Shai Mashiach or Jesus Christ was coming to help in the first place. The way that you treat them is the way that you treated Christ. Christ is going to take that like that. You understand? Because mind you, Christ has got angels reporting on, all of your actions. You understand? So when you go and mistreat one of, the least of the least, Christ, okay. So This is how you feel about me. This is what you're gonna do. This is how you decide to treat me. Oh no, Salakia, sir. That wasn't you. That was what Christ said. No, what you do to them is what you did to me. So in other words, Christ is gonna let you know. Hey, sis. I was real offended when you did this to me. I was real offended when you said that to me. You understand? And yeah, we're gonna have some consequences for that. Because although at that time, okay, hold on. I want to take that back. Because that person that you did it to, that person that you said it to, although they couldn't defend themselves, although they couldn't, stand up for themselves, I can. And now I'm going to stand up for what you did to them, what you said to them. You understand? That literally goes hand in hand with Christ saying that when he returns, he's returning with the sword, that there will be he's going to spill so much blood in the streets that the girdle of his horse, the blood will be, will cover the girdle of his horse. That's what it's called, right? Girdle, I believe. A little strap thing on his back so you can, makes it easier for you to ride the horse. Anyway, y'all understand what I'm saying. All right. That's why he said that. Because of what all these other nations have done to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation men and women, the Most High is sending Christ to come back for what they did to you, to what they've done to us. And he's going to deal with it as if all of it was done to him. That's how he coming back. And not only that, but that's how much brotherhood Yahushua has. What you do to his, you pretty much did it to him. Okay, we got a problem. My brother and sister wasn't able to defend themselves, stand up for themselves at that time, but you know what? Now I'm here. And we're going to make things right. Part of it is, we're going to bash your babies' heads on rocks. We're going to feed y'all to the alligators. You understand? We're not going to rape your women like you raped our women, because then that would be that would offend the Most High. That would be against the law. You understand? But we're going to do everything back to y'all in accordance to the law. And it's going to be righteous. It's going, you know why it's righteous? For first and foremost, because the Most High God said so. You understand? But secondly, that is true justice. What you did to me, what you did to my forefathers, what you've done to my children, it's going to be done back to you. So yes, so-called white man, you will be put in chains. Yes, so-called white man, y'all will be beaten to death. Y'all will be beaten because you didn't shine my shoes correctly. And don't think it's just y'all. You understand? Y'all just get the worst. The so-called white man just gets the worst of the punishment. Because after they do their 1,000 years of servitude, scripture says we gonna kill them off. They done it. You understand? But the other nations, Moab, the so-called Asian man, the so-called African man, and woman, Indian man and woman. Y'all, let's not forget the Arabians, Ishmael. Oh yeah, y'all ain't scot-free. Y'all getting slaughtered too, and y'all being put in chains too. You understand? But y'all punishment won't be as bad as the so-called white man. And everybody that I pretty much just named off, of course, there's biblical names that we actually call them, like Moab, Ammon, Ham, Japhet, and Ishmael. You know what I'm saying? They put us through slavery as well. That's why I named off their names. They've either put us through slavery or at least had a hand in our destruction. And so they'll pay for that. And it will be righteous. You understand? It will be just for us to make them pay. You understand? All right. But yeah, so Facebook user, treat them as you would treat Christ. That's the exact answer. All right. What did the other sister say? What you've done unto your brother, you're done unto me. Okay, so I technically, yeah, you said the same thing. What threw me off is that you said unto me, but you mean me as in Christ. Yeah, kind of. So you're both actually right. All right. We're gonna drop that. Move on to the book of Luke, chapter 6 and verse 31. The book of Luke, chapter 6 and verse 31. Here we go. Again, now, I mean, Slick, I really didn't even do this on purpose, but y'all kind of seen a little pattern how most of these scriptures is Christ speaking. These are Christ's words. So with that being said, if any of y'all have an issue with the things that I'm saying, I'll just say that the only thing I'm doing is just reading what Christ said. You understand? Hey, shalom, little Christ. Good to see you in the class. All right. You're not going to be arguing with me. You're not going to be upset with me. You'll be upset with your house, how much you got. You upset with Christ. And especially with that, I thought you was a Christian. I thought you loved Christ. I thought you were married to Christ. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm getting at? All right. Book of Luke, chapter, was it 6 and 31? I'm not going to place it on here. There it is. Yep. The book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 31. And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. In other words, just like what we just talked about. And how you want to be treated, treat others the same way. When you go back to what we had just read in Matthew 25 and 40, and I was saying it takes it a step further. I mean, that's why I was saying, like, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just that takes it a step further. It's taking a step further because why would you mistreat Christ? Why would you mistreat Yahushua when he spilled blood for you to stop being, for you to have more time to stop being stupid, to stop being goofy, to stop being petty, to actually give you time to learn how to be a brother, to learn how to be a sister, to have the opportunity to relearn your culture, to relearn your language, so that you can actually have salvation, so that this oppression can cease. Why would you mistreat that a brother like that? You understand? That's why he said what he said. You basically need to look at those that are of the least, those that have, that have nothing, man. You need to look at them as if, it's Christ himself. When you're going to go and treat them a certain way, treat them like it's Christ. You understand? Or else he's going to treat you the way that you treated them. Because like it says right here, the golden rule, right? And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise. So when you act just out of line with them, okay, that's how you want that's how you want others to treat you, straight out of line. And Yahushua is going to enforce that. He gonna get out of line with you. You understand? Come, Most High Christ, what? All right. Why is something playing? It's laggy. Hold on, my phone tripping. Oh, that's why. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. We're gonna drop that. We're gonna go to the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 31. Now we're gonna go to the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 31. All right. The book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 31. And the second is like, namely this. There's like, we're going to start from verse 30. Book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 30. And again, this is written in red. So it's Christ speaking. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. So this is the most important commandment, that we love the Most High God with all our mind, body, and soul. You understand? Everything that we do, think, say, everything is all in the regards of the Most High God. You understand? That's why we're supposed to act a certain way. We're supposed to talk a certain way. You understand? Verse 31. And the second is like, namely this. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. Who can tell me what that neighbor is? What is that neighbor that Yahushua is referring to? And in fact, I hope there's somebody that is, a Christian that's in here, because I would love to hear a Christian's input on what the neighbor is. This neighbor that we're supposed to love so much that it's the second greatest commandment. You understand? It's a close second to loving the Most High God with your mind, with your whole mind, body, and soul. Right? Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. So that's number one. And number two, who is deserving of that type of love? It's already plain as day. The Most High God is number one. You got to love him more with your entire mind, body, and soul. But the second greatest commandment is a close second to the first one, right? You're supposed to love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Who is that neighbor? What is that neighbor? Let's see what the sister said. She said, Israelites. It is not referring everyone like the Christians would like to believe. Okay, I mean, you're right. You are right. You're 100% right. But I want a little bit more than that. So what is your, why is it that Yahushua is referring to the Israelites, as the sister said, as neighbors? Answer that for me. Ain't that something? While we waiting for the sister to reply to me to answer my question, Got a notification. It says Taiwan warns that China seeks expansion into the Pacific. I want y'all just to know that out of the sake of brotherhood, right? Man, do not get caught up in this doggone war that's about to come to pass. Don't get caught up in this. You understand? Because you know what? You'll just be fighting for the person that hates you, for the people that hate you, the country that despises you, that has the only desire that they have from you is the things that you produce as a Black, Hispanic, and First Nation man and woman. You understand? Like we talked about in the very beginning. Because the things that we produce make them money because they steal it from us and then they pimp it out. You understand? Just think about that before you decide I'm going to go to war for them. Don't make the dumbass mistake that I made. You understand? Because, you know, I was in the white man military. I did one term, learned about the truth, and I got the hell out. You know, went, you know, did my part in his little stupid war in Afghanistan, and it was one and done for me. But shortly after I came back, it was, you know, that's when I learned about the truth. You understand? Let's see what we got here. Israelites, he said today. What do you mean today? Today is my born day. Oh yeah, hey, so like yeah, we don't do all that. Not in here. You understand? Even, you know, Job said it, pretty much said it the best. Like why would you celebrate your birthday, you know, the day of birth, when you just coming into this disgusting ass world? You understand? Just paraphrasing it, but you know, this world of just what's the word? Suffering and deceit. You know, what are you celebrating? That you survived another year of that? And mind you, the Most High even said, "Who are you to, you know, put one day above any other day?" You know, we don't do that in here. All right. Well, your brother and sister is who is being referred to as a neighbor, and only Israelites are your brother and sisters. But if it's not that, then I'm not sure. Salakia, no sweat. The reason why he used neighbor is because, I mean, for the most part, when you look at Las Vegas and who lives where and the demographic of a neighborhood, each neighborhood has a specific primary demographic, right? Because you dwell with your own people. You live amongst your own people, right? So instead of saying, you know, Christ was just saying that you should love your neighbor as thyself. You know, that's, you should love your brother and sister, because that's who you should love your brother and sister so much that you would dwell with them. You understand? As you should. You shouldn't be wanting to go to these, you know, these white neighbors or the neighborhoods to go live amongst them. Why? You really think it's safer that way? Till your ass end up in the noose. You understand? And mind you, first of all, the ISUPK don't forget the atrocities that has been happening to so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation men and women. You understand? Like how they still have our Ishkarite so-called Mexican brothers and sisters locked up at the border. Not what was it? I think I was an officer, so I believe it was last year when they were getting those random people being hung on trees all over the nation. One of them being out here in Las Vegas, right behind a Walmart, but they're ruling it all suicides. Come on now. Nobody goes out in public to hang themselves. You understand? Somebody who wants attention with when they're entertaining death, they mess with pills. You understand? Because they basically want a way out. Nobody says I'm gonna go hang myself in public. The people who hang themselves, commit suicide by hanging themselves, they hang themselves in their own house. They hang themselves somewhere pretty much private. They're not walking out there saying, oh man, that looks like a nice tree for me to die on. You understand? There's a wicked goddamn bastard walking this earth that's doing these atrocities to us. You understand? So lucky. So with that being said, man, go ahead and move into a white neighborhood if you want to. What, you gonna pick out your own tree? Make sure you find your tree so you can send out a letter to your HOA and let them know, hey, this tree in specific, when y'all decide to do the deed, I want this one. Since you want to be goofy and really believe that a brother found a tree behind Walmart and hung himself. You understand? Go live amongst your own. And you know what? If you think that, it's, a lot of brothers just act foolish there. A lot of sisters act foolish when, they live amongst themselves. Speaking about in the ghettos, in the projects. Well, guess what? If you know better, why don't you go help them? Why don't you go teach them? That puts you above somebody like Oprah. You understand? That puts you above anybody else that sees the terrible things that is happening to their people, their own people, and you making a difference. You understand? I'll tell y'all right now, I do not like living amongst so-called white folk. I like to have loud music. You understand? I like to be able to stay up late, listening to some loud music, especially when I ain't got to work. The crazy thing is, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation men and women, man, chances are if they come knocking on your door, they like on some, hey man, can you keep it down unless you're gonna invite me? Next time, can you make sure that you invite me? I got some beer. I got a couple bottles. Like, can I come kick it with y'all? Y'all look like y'all having a whole hell of a time. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they might actually knock on your door and say, hey man, can y'all keep it down? What them white folk gonna do? Going straight to calling the police, straight trying to get you on record that, basically step towards, getting you removed from the neighborhood because they don't even want you there in the first doggone place. You understand? That's how you end up being shot while taking a jog in your own neighborhood. You're not safe living amongst other nations. Exactly. No, the sister got an excellent point. You can't even do yard work in your own house without some white bitch stopping, calling the cops because she's sticking her nose somewhere where it don't need to be, trying to say that, you breaking into your own house. That's videos like that is all over Facebook and Instagram. It's all over the interweb. You understand? Them little Karens trying to get you locked up because you're working on your car. You left something in your car and, you worked hard for whatever vehicle that you got, whatever house that you got. And she trying to take it from you. That's the neighborhood that you want to move into? That's the neighborhood you want to live in? So like Christ referred to us as neighbors because you should prefer your own anyways. You understand? And you know what? With that, we're going to leave it there. We'll pick up next week. What was that? Was that Mark 12 and 31? All right, so we'll pick up next week, finish off this topic. Because like I said, you can never have enough brotherhood classes. You can never, teach how to be brotherly enough, as long as you're teaching the right material. You understand? And of course, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, prime example of how, what type of brother you should learn to be. You understand? I'm Precinct Officer 500 Rock out here in Las Vegas. Make sure that y'all tune in to ISUPK Las Vegas on our Facebook. Make sure you thumbs up the page, thumbs up the video, and share it. Also, make sure that you make your way to YouTube, ISUPK Nevada, and subscribe to our channel, and hit the little bell sign as well, so that anytime that we have a class, we do all sorts of interviews and whatnot. You do not miss out on any of our content. So, like, I'm getting tongue twisted. You understand? So with that, shalom, class dismissed.